We've got a big problem. As you see there on the thumbnail, right there in the middle, they're not being talked about by the false teachers and preachers and all of them out there. Ginni Thomas and Clarence Thomas. The Supreme Court, the highest court in the land. Have you heard about this woman? This woman admitted that she was at the January 6th Capitol with all the chaos, but she said she got cold and she left early, is what she said. And that's a major problem because she has been working behind the scenes for many years with a lot of radical, crazy stuff. And she calls herself signing off on Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger about, this with that when they were trying to pull the information for the January 6th committee and all of this stuff. And her husband was the only one that was against that committee. Why am I talking about this? Because the false teachers that you see, and that's just some of them that's on the thumbnail, that they're not talking about that. Oh, they want to keep talking about Hunter Biden. They want to keep talking about other types of stuff. But they're not talking about a man that's in the highest court of the land. That's not, they're not supposed to be involved in politics at all. They're not supposed to be involved with that type of stuff. But here he is, and he's going to try to say, well, basically, I don't get involved with her stuff. I don't talk to her about everything, as if when they sit across the dinner table, as if he don't know what's going on. And here she is, involved with craziness. And she's taking part of the craziness. And these preachers, so-called prophets and preachers that are out there, that are grasping on to the lie that's been constantly hovering across America with this craziness, where they keep making messages and pushing it, and YouTube channels have blown up off of the lies and disinformation and all of this stuff. But then they are just showing you how much it goes back to it goes back to the scriptures. Love not the world and the things in the world. They love this world so much. They love this world more than they do people. These so-called preachers and all of these people. Because you know what? I'm going to talk about that on the next message where I put out tomorrow, the day after. I'm going to talk about that. Their so-called love. We'll talk about that. But they love this world so... Basically, I was just thinking, what's the end result? Okay, what do they want? What do they really want? If they have their way, what do they want? Really? I mean, really, what it boils down to? Because they label themselves as preachers and representing God and all of this stuff. But if you notice, what's the result? The end result is not the love of Christ, and the gospel message and helping the poor and doing all the things that Christ talked about. Yeah, that's not the result for them. The result is other things, other motivations, money, power, greed, all kinds of things. But they love this earth so much. They ain't worrying about people like that. It's a selfish idolization, desire that's within these folks. And they're out here portraying like they're representing God, and they don't represent God. They do not represent God. Let's get that clear. I don't care how many titles they got behind their name. I don't care how dressed up they get up on a stage. They do not represent God. And I'm going to tell you why in the next video, why they don't represent God. I'm going to go into that a little more further. But I just wanted you guys to know about the highest court in the land, and the wife, if you're not aware of it, she's behind the scenes working the craziness and all of that. And I want to see the video if she actually left. I want to see, was she still there when it all was breaking out? Because we know that there's all of the false prophets, they were there, including some of the ones that's all over the internet. I've made a video about the famous guy that's got a church right now. He was there. And supposedly he left too. But then the FBI paid him a visit. And see, this is the thing. And you see what how the devil is in high places. He's everywhere. He's on a rampage everywhere. Got chaos, confusion, but he's got these people. I'm so sick of these people that act like they represent God when they don't represent God, because they don't have your best interest in mind, and they don't have that. It's about them. That's what it boils down to. It's about them. Oh, the Lord told me this, and I got a word for you today. And they always got these words because they want to show you how supposedly spiritual and connected to God they are. And you're not as connected to God. You know, we all have the same access to God. I don't need some pope to go to a pope or some third party or whatever to get to God. We have a connect. Because of him dying on the cross, because of what he did for us, being risen on the third day, because of that, the sacrifice he made, every one of us we got a connection to him and can go directly to him. We don't need somebody else. And these people that are setting up here faking like they are the super spiritual and they've got all the access and you don't, and you got to rely on them. You know what? Like I said, they don't represent God. On this channel, we're going to continue to represent God. We're going to give God glory. We're going to punch Satan in between his chops, as I always say, put him on the run, talk about issues the church run away from. My name is Maurice Braxton. Evangelism for God is the channel. If you're new, consider subscribing. Hit like, coming along for the journey, because we're going to continue moving on and telling it like it is and make the devil angry, because that's what we do here. Because there are some folks, they so angry. So you don't get to see all the messages sometimes that I get from some of these so-called Christian people from these other places and all of that. But we know we're punching them in the chops, and we'll keep knocking his teeth out on this channel. Until the next video, take care, my friends. God bless.